Today I will share with you a bit of our history in coming into the PLM world and how we did choose ARAS as a partner. Even if we didn't know we were in the PLM world, we were in the PLM world. I think every company on this planet who is managing intellectual property, who is doing product development, has got some PLM solutions. Those PLM solutions may be as diverse as the one you see on the slide, but where we were before looking at PLM is really in a silo organization. So we have different departments developing their own systems and delivering solutions, throwing the information to the other department. We have 2 ERPs. That basically means a lot of what we do in terms of PLM today, or before today, was supported by bespoke application, Accel, XS, with sometimes a backbone behind. So when bespoke systems were Access or Excel, you always have the issue of supporting, because you need the expert who has developed the macro, who has developed the solution. But we also had, thanks to our IS colleagues, a lot of real, I would call them real bespoke applications. So using a backbone of QAD for the majority of them, we developed a lot of applications dealing with product management, specification, etc. But those applications, they become slow, they become uncontrollable. So where we started, in our case, the urge for change was created by an urgent need of replacing bespoke solutions. The second element which really triggered us to start with PLM was an ERP strategy review. Having a dual ERP creates quite some frictions in the business, creates some difficulties with interfaces, and we decided to do a strategy review. So with native PLM capabilities, we thought, why not doing bill of material management, specification, product master data, regulatory compliance, and potentially more. And really the idea was achieving an end-to-end process in one platform. So really an end-to-end from ID to release. One single source of truth, true integration, real collaboration, which finally for us was breaking the silos. It was really the target was to break those silos. So we said, let's go for the PLM world. We had prepared in advance to be solid, a kind of mathematical model saying we want X% based of the result based on request for proposal, Y% for proof of solution, and Z% for total cost of ownership. We are a very cost-driven company. That's something I forgot to mention. So cost for us is absolutely important. A bit of math. As you can see here, this is basically the RFP scores. The second graph shows the proof of solution performance, where you start to see a difference. The smallest was ARAS with around 50. The next one makes a big difference. I won't lie to you. TCO. We did a 5-year TCO analysis, so it was not only acquisition cost, it was consulting, it was about maintenance, it was about even internal costs. So would there be a difference of approach from our internal resource if we go for one or the other? But even having done that, ARAS came at 1/3 of the price of Siemens, which for us was pretty important. But there again, the question was, is it really all about math? So we thought we need to look at other criteria like experience, cultural fit, resource availability, technological vision, user interface, partnership, implementation strategy, you name it. After looking at those criteria, we really thought, yeah, ARAS is still number one. We decided to go directly with gap closing with our number one solution so far. We decided only to do it with ARAS. So what we did in those gap closure sessions was talk to existing customers, very valuable feedback. Very important to talk to those guys to have real experience. Re-demo certain stuff, open meeting, and we had, I think, a day meeting in Hamburg, openly discussing about those gaps or those cons we were identifying. And finally, I think after 8 months of hard work. So this was an 8-month process. Collaboration with SimData, open discussions with vendors. We made a decision and we're now part of the community. So here we are.